Nick, where are you at? Hurry up and get to the hospital, please. You should have gotten a call from the hospital saying that Mom just had to get rushed to the emergency room, right?
Shut up, Taylor. Even if she had to go to the emergency room, all she did was fall down a couple of stairs and hurt her legs. Is there really even a reason to go to a hospital for something like that? Besides, I'm busy dealing with my job.
She hit her head really hard on the ground, and at the moment, she still hasn't come to. You need to be more worried about your own mother's condition over a day at work.
Huh? I need to be?
I think you don't realize just how bad she hit her head on the ground, Nick. The doctor even told us that with how bad the injury is, she may be in a coma for some time from it.
Are you serious? Is it that bad of an injury then? Well, that means right now is the perfect chance. I can finally come back home and get all the money I want out of Mom's bank account.
Excuse me?
Recently, I asked Mom to let me borrow some money from her, but when she replied to me, she was super upset to hear me ask that. She told me that she had no more money for me to have, and then sent me out of her house. But I have to make sure that I have money myself in case of emergencies, right? So I think I'll head back over there after work and take her checkbook and make a few transfers. And if by the off chance Mom does end up waking up from that coma, you go ahead and tell her what's gone on since she fell.
I can't believe you right now. Right now, when Mom needs us most, you're going to take her checkbook and run?
Well, I'm in a bit of a predicament myself over here. It seems that the company that finally got on its feet is now at risk of going back under again. So if I can use her money to help it out of the hole, it should be able to run itself again. And so in times like this, I have to borrow some kind of money from Mom.
How many times now has it been that your company has been close to going bankrupt? You used that same reasoning last year to take over $10,000 from Mom without ever giving anything back to her.
Having to run your own company is a really difficult job. But I'm sure that some old office lady would never be able to understand those sort of struggles, huh? In my case, even when taking huge risks like I have to make sure that I win so that I can get a lot more cash at the end of the year.
What the hell? You're nothing more than a simple business owner. Yet you think you can act like you run the country because of that?
What did you say?
I know about you, Nick. I know about how you will go out and use your status as a business owner and the CEO of that company to get whatever you want. Like how you'll go out with others every night to go drinking and will charge it all to your business. Maybe because you think that you can get away with having your company pay for you, your company is going back under again.
And what would a simpleton like you know about the business world? I am a genius when it comes to this kind of complex world. I'm probably one of the most important men just in this city.
Well, if that's the case, then there's no reason to have Mom be the one paying for everything. You've already caused her enough troubles in the past, and all that just to become an egotistical jerk. You're not even willing to come and see Mom now when she's in the hospital. After all the help and support she's given you, the least you can do is come here and show your love and thanks for her.
It's because of her taking good care of me that I'm not going to come there. But that last time when I expected her help, she just got upset with me instead. So me coming now would only make her blood pressure rise from the anger she holds for me now. And I might end up killing her by accident. So me not going to that hospital to see her is all so that she doesn't have to be upset with me.
So that means you're just allowed to waltz into her house then when nobody's home and take her checkbook? If you want to help her by not making her upset, then how could taking more of her money help? She might just end up passing out again at that point.
And to make sure that doesn't happen, I'm making sure you're there to keep her under control. Now, I have a checkbook to grab. If she's okay when she wakes up, tell her that once my company comes around this time, I'll make sure to pay her back. Maybe.
What kind of a horrible person are you? Not even coming to give your own mother a farewell at her funeral? I never thought that my boyfriend's little sister could be this much of a scummy waste. Well, now when him and I get married, I am never going to even bother to get close to you. Huh? I heard all about what's happened from Nick about you and him. But the fact that you'd actually act this crazy is beyond me. You have no right to be absent during your mother's funeral, you jerk. I'm sorry to have to ask this, but who is this? Are you sure you don't have the wrong number or something? I know for a fact that this is the right number. I'm sending all of these messages to Nick's little sister right now. But just to keep you from becoming too confused, my name is Janice, and I'm Nick's fiancé. And I was expecting to become your sister-in-law here soon, but now I'm thinking twice about ever coming near you. What? My brother's fiancé? Nick had never spoken to you about anything to do with me and how we planned to get married. He actually told me to never even speak to you. But to just leave someone that never went to their parents' funeral alone, I just can't do that. And so that's why I decided to text you so that you can have the gift of listening to me complain about you. Can you slow down for just a second? I'm having a bit of trouble understanding what's all going on here, but I'd like to know what you're talking about when you say that I was absent from my mom's funeral. You can't be serious. Do you really think you can play dumb now? Especially when your mother only just passed away a little bit ago? What? I've heard all about you from Nick. He's always gone on about how ever since you were little, you've been the most selfish person he's known. How if you're not number one, you'll never let things rest. And because of that reason there, he's always had to work so hard and fight for some sort of success. And it's even because of you that he wasn't able to get the education he wanted because he could never make it to the college of his liking. What are you going on about? And when it came to your guys' parents, they always favored you over him. It's because of that when your dad passed away, you did nothing to help out with the family. And when your mother ended up unconscious, you didn't do a dang thing and had to ask that your brother handle everything. And it seems that even after your own mother finally passed away from those accidents, you didn't even bother showing to her funeral. Can you please stop talking for a second? What the hell are you talking about? All of that sounds like some bullcrap to me. What about any of this is bullcrap to you, you little piece of crap? After doing absolutely nothing for your family, you want to come and get the money left over, don't you? I bet you've even gone and taken what was supposed to be left for Nick so that he doesn't get a dime. Huh? Why the hell are you such a greedy witch? There's no reason you should be allowed to take all your parents' money when you already took so much from Nick. We'll make sure that all that money from your dead mother goes to us. So give us everything you took from her right now. You can say all you want about me, but, I think you have a ton of misunderstandings right now. And it seems that my brother got the best of you by telling you all sorts of stories that make him look as though he suffered. The only one that ended up getting everything they wanted was you. And now you're acting as though you don't know anything about Nick. You left all the care that needed to be done for your mother to Nick, and you never even showed up to her funeral. Yet now you think it's okay to have all her money? That must explain why at your age, you're still single and alone. You are the worst. Huh? Your parents ended up spoiling you too much, and now you can't even find a man to put up with your needs. But I have to say, most men don't like being together with a spoiled brat. And since you're so spoiled, you wouldn't need a man anyway, would you? Who are you calling a spoiled brat? Jeez, just when I was getting away with being able to marry a business owner and everything, his mother had to pass away. The whole time we were supposed to be getting the wedding together, he had to care for her and such before she passed. And so the only thing that kept me going with him was knowing that one day, his mother's money would come to us. But now I have to live with the fact that all the money I had hoped for is being stolen by his little brat sister. I am never going to forgive you for that. You really love to just spew crap from that mouth of yours, huh? Do you think you can listen to what I have to say? Shut up, you ugly witch! You're the worst thing to happen to the family. Hurry up and give me my money. I'm going to be the wife of a CEO, and so that means I should be getting all the money from his mother. So that money is mine and my man's. Huh? You're worthless as anyone's daughter if you can't even make it to your own mom's funeral. You have no right to her money. So you give all of it to us. My mom passed away 7 years ago. What? You never bothered to listen to what I had to say, so I'll tell you again. My mom died 7 years ago. Yet you want me to give you all her money now? And you think I don't have any right to her money? You've been going on about such nonsense for almost 30 minutes now, so could you stop that? You're the one that's been speaking nonsense. What the hell do you mean she passed away 7 years ago? Your mom only just passed away last week, right? I'm not sure what all my older brother has told you, but our mom passed away 7 years ago. And the one that ended up caring for her before she passed was me. And the one that put the whole funeral together was also me. Actually, my pile of crap brother never even once talked to me after that, and he didn't do a thing to help with the setup. Huh? He said that I'm a selfish little sister, did he? And that's the reason he could never do anything about me? I'm sorry, but everything he's told you and you've told me is the complete opposite from the truth. The only one that ended up being super selfish was my brother, Nick. And the one who never got to study or go to the college of their choice was me. And the reason for that is because my brother would always take loads of money from my parents without ever paying either one back. What? Well, even if I tell you all of this now, I'm sure that it's all really difficult for you to believe right now, right? I can already tell that you've been deceived by my brother for so long that all of this is lies to you. That's right. I can't believe a dang thing you're saying right now. Well, then go back and ask my brother about all of this again. Ask him how exactly my mom died. And also ask him what kind of funeral he gave for her. I'm sure that he won't be able to give you a good answer to either of those two questions.
Taylor, hey! Listen, do you think you can read the atmosphere a little here? Why the hell were you telling her the truth about everything? Couldn't you have just let her have a moment of yelling at you and then moved on from there?
I was just finally starting to relax again, and now you're here. What do you want? And also, can you please thank me for what I did? I made sure to take time out of my day to correct all the bull crap you told Janice.
What do you mean, bull crap? I had to explain what happened with me as well.
Huh? What situation are you talking about?
Well, I have finally gotten my company to steady out, and I now have myself a girlfriend. But she keeps nagging me, asking me to get married as soon as possible. I had only just gotten engaged to her, but she kept asking me to meet my mother and all that. I had a lot of things happen to me, so I wasn't able to make it back to Mom's house easily, right? So I told her that my mother had fallen, and a lot of things happened since then.
And so after that, you told her that Mom had passed away and all that other crap?
I had no other choice, Taylor. She told me that she can't meet my mom, to at least let me go and see others in my family. And so I chose to tell her that Mom passed away out of nowhere. And by telling her that you're a terrible sister and shouldn't be messed with, she would not bother asking to meet you. At least I thought she'd stay away from you.
So you just couldn't stop yourself from telling lie after lie, and now your whole life story is a lie. So it's all because of you that she thinks I'm some kind of mentally screwed up sister? A person that I don't even know about just randomly started texting me, calling me a witch and ugly and all that. Why do I have to be the one that has to deal with this crap now?
Well, that's what I'm wondering myself. Perhaps if you were just a bit nicer of a little sister, I could have gotten away with all the lies I told Janice. Why, though? Why would you tell her that Mom passed away 7 years ago? Now you've gone ahead and made her doubt some of what I said.
Huh? You shouldn't have been lying to her about that sort of stuff in the first place. But at this point, I'm not even sure what you should have done since you seem so freaking toxic right now. You know that your mom passed away 7 years ago, and she should have known as well.
Huh? Wait, so she seriously did pass away? Wait, are you actually being serious about that?
You remember how she fell down the stairs and slammed her head on the ground, right? Well, in the end, she never did come out of that coma and did pass away.
What?
But during that whole time, you just left me to watch over her while you took her checkbook and ran. I tried my best to contact you over and over again to tell you that she had died. But you never once replied to me or answered my calls, leaving yourself in the dark about everything.
So back when you were calling me like 10 to 11 times a day, it was because Mom passing away? I just assumed that it was Mom trying to yell at me after she woke up from her coma or something. I knew that she'd be pissed after hearing that I took her checkbook, and so I just wanted to run away and ignore her.
And what you did back then will never be forgiven. You went and caused trouble for her all the way to her very last breath. And then when we had her funeral, you never bothered showing up for that. Back then, I had never wanted to think about you as my brother, but my, what good timing. I never knew all of that was just you ignoring me that whole time, thinking that you could just stay away hidden from Mom or something. Luckily now, I'll finally be able to get all that money of hers that you used back from you.
Wait, get that money back?
Mom had kept a record of all the money she lended you back in the day. But now that she's gone, I'll take her place and gladly accept all that money back for her. And after taking a good look at it all, you owe me $300,000. I want all of that back and all in one payment.
What?
Well, if your company is going steady now, then you shouldn't have a problem giving me that money, right? Now, good luck getting all that money prepared for me. Taylor, I am so sorry for the huge misunderstanding yesterday. I happened to get pretty upset with you for a second there. You have that right. For that short amount of time, you blamed me for everything that happened and acted as though I was the one lying to you about it all. Calling me a witch, ugly, and selfish like you knew me well enough for that. You really had quite the colorful tongue then. That was a bit much from me. Well, now none of that really matters to me. I no longer have any intention of being around you guys. And so if you still feel happy to be with that pile of crap, then go ahead and marry him. But that's what I want to talk about. I think that I've actually rethought wanting to marry him. So I've been wondering if you could tell me the truth about his company as well for me. Huh? I tried asking him if there was any other things he lied about to make himself look good for me. But he ended up saying that there was nothing else that was a lie, yet I still don't believe any of that. And when I went and searched through his room for any obvious things, I found some papers relating to his company. So I wanted to see if you knew anything about that. I have no idea what's going on with my brother's company since it's been 7 years since we last talked. But I will say that when he first started up that company, he had multiple times where it almost went bankrupt. And when that would happen, he'd run home to us crying and ask for some money. However, the last time that happened was when my mom was in the hospital before her death. And instead of coming in to see her, he ran to the house and stole her checkbook. Altogether, though, my mom had given him over $300,000 to help keep his company going. Over $300,000? And you're saying that when your mom was dying, he went and stole her checkbook before running? And now I plan to get all that money he took from her back. I'm not quite sure how his company is doing now and all, but I am going to make sure that every penny he took is back with me. Could this possibly mean that Nick is kind of a scummy person? I think I really did make a mistake when choosing who I wanted to marry. Well, just to let you know, I plan to sue you as well, okay? Not only did you not have any idea who I was before talking to me, but you started out the conversation by verbally assaulting me for no good reason. That really caused me some trauma, and so I'll get with a lawyer to have a lawsuit made against you. What? But I was being played by your brother. I'm sure that you don't see it as too much of a problem, but to me, this is about my pride being hurt by you. For so long now, I've had a tough life due to Nick. And after having to deal with my past with him for years now, I was finally getting myself into a happy place. But right when everything was looking good for me, you came along and destroyed what I'd worked so hard for in one small set of text messages. And now, I can't just let you get away with doing that. Stop lying, okay? Stop all of that! I told you that your brother was the one that took advantage of me! Well then, how about instead of getting sued by me, you tell me the address that my brother is living at now? He had run long and far from me, and so for the past 7 years, I've never been able to find where he ran off to. But if you happen to, A, not tell me his address and keep going on like you're the victim, or B, tell him that I want his address and help him to run even further, I'll sue you for everything you have. Well, if that's the case, then I'll tell you. He has a company that's probably not even doing well right now anyway. No need for a man like that. I'll tell you whatever you want to know about him, so please don't sue me.
Hi, Taylor. I have something I'd like to ask from you, and that's... Will you give me a little money?
What?
I know that I told you that my company was running steadily not too long ago, but to be honest, there still seems to be a few setbacks.
Nice one asking me for more money after all that's happened.
But it's because of what's happened that I'm asking. The whole reason I had to cut ties for a long time was because I felt no use in being around all of you anymore. But knowing now that Mom ended up passing away, I never expected that to happen. Now that I'm back in touch with you and you're not too upset with me, I'm so happy. We don't have our parents around anymore, so it's just you and me now, right? So let's start helping each other out more so that we can both live a happy life.
Stop with all that bullcrap, man. I will never help you, Nick. Now that you have your answer, I'd like you to hurry up and give me all the money you owe Mom.
Hey, you don't have to be so rough like that. I'm telling you that once my company is back and steady, I can get you all that money.
But you've told that to Mom plenty of times, and yet here we are with you having to pay $300,000 to me.
But I promise that this next time I will get you that money back. If you don't want to help me out now, are you okay with me cutting ties with you again? If you allow that to happen, then I'll never be able to give you that money because you don't know where I'll be. You only have my phone number now, and that's not even close to enough for you to be able to find me.
I'm sorry, Nick, but I already know everything about you now. Where your house is, where your company is located, everything. I know about your friends that you go out drinking with. I know all the customers that buy from your company. Everything.
Huh?
And now that I have all of this information, I can bring my lawyer along to make sure that all of that money does indeed come back to me.
Lawyer?
Well, I never was spoiled as much as you were by Mom and Dad. They would never let me run away from them like you always did, but unlike them, I'll never let you run from me. I'll make sure that after this, you give me anything you can to make up that $300,000.
Hey, hold on! You can't just get a lawyer to come after your own brother.
And why can't I? You're practically a criminal at this point. You would always say some crap to Mom to get her money and then never give anything back to her even though you said you would. And that's why you ended up staying away from her even when she was on her deathbed. Not to mention the actual crime in all of this. You stealing her checkbook? Well, I'm going to take all of this very seriously, so you'd best be ready. I was able to get in touch with an excellent lawyer, and with the help of them, I was able to get all that money back from my brother. And due to this, the company he ran instantly went bankrupt. But just before anything could happen to it, it was sold by him, but he only made out with a small amount of pocket change. After what had happened, he is now left with over $1 million in debt to both the bank and other loan agencies. So, to start putting any sort of dent, or I guess in this case, scratch, into that amount, he's picked up a part-time job. And as for the fiancé of Nick, Janice, she was just getting to the point where she was going to leave him and give the engagement ring back to him when she realized she was pregnant. Unfortunately, this left her with no other choice, and she married my brother. But to all those around her, they still had no clue of what happened, so she keeps a face on for them to assure them all that she is still married to a CEO and will someday make it big. And when anyone she does know sees her working her part-time job at the local diner, she tells them it was her husband that owned the place. I guess those two really did turn out to be just like the other, lying their way into the illusion that they are living the dream.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Hey, Sandra. I'm asking you to give it up acting like you can live such a sloppy life as that. You had the lights in your room on all night long. Huh? This whole week, you've been in your room all day, and we'll be awake all night long with the lights on until 3 in the morning. Staying up that late every single night not doing anything is sloppy. You are too old now to be living the life of a night owl. Now, you stop locking yourself in that room all the time and get your crap together and start living like an adult. You're telling me that this whole week you've been waking up at 3 in the morning to look at my room? I have not just been waking up only to look at your room, you idiot. I've just been coming to see what's going on with you, all right? Huh? What's going on with me? I need to make sure that you are changing into a proper adult, and that requires me checking up on you to see if you're getting your sleep or not. But you've always been in your room with the lights on. And whenever you do come out of there during the day, I take a look in there and see the room is a complete mess. I'm asking you right now to give that terrible life up and go find a proper job that will get you out of this house. But I've told you before that I am working a job right now. I've explained to you so many times now what it means to be a remote worker and that I can work from my bedroom. What do you mean, remote worker? All you do is sit on that laptop making minimum wage every day. Do you get it? That kind of work isn't work at all. All you're doing is sitting in your room all day long doing absolutely nothing. Not again with you saying that about me. If you can't understand the work I do, then that's fine. Just leave me alone and let me get my work done that needs to get done, please. I am not going to let you sit in that room rotting away. You have to become a responsible adult at some point. Your mom and dad aren't going to be there to help you along forever, right? If they pass away and you're still not able to care for yourself, then that means I'll be the one forced to step in and care for you. I do not want a life like that, so that's why I'm trying to help you out now. I'm telling you right now that things won't end up that way, so you can relax now. I don't even plan on having you guys help me out at all in the future, just like things are now. I'm sure you're just saying that. I'm going to make sure that you end up as a proper adult if it's the last thing I have to do. I want you out in the real world working a real job, or so help me. So this won't be the last time I comment on your lifestyle right now, and the comments won't stop coming until you become an adult. Can you guys please stop all of this, Bart? I am tired of having your wife come at me all the time about the life I'm living right now. All of the comments are completely unwanted, and I just want to live life the way I like it. This is Mom and Dad's house as well, so she has no reason to be complaining like that.
You have to be kidding. She's getting on you again? What happened this time?
Normally, I'm to bed pretty early when it comes to my average week. But this week, I've been up until 3 in the morning getting some work done that desperately needs to be finished. However, she's now commenting on that, saying I shouldn't be such a night owl at my age. And she started calling my lifestyle sloppy and my room a mess.
What?
I've been keeping a lot of what she's been doing quiet from you, but I have to tell you now. Did you know that when I'll go out of the house from time to time, she'll watch me from the second-story window? She watches me as I leave the yard and will be watching me as I walk back in. And once I'm back inside, she'll tell me that if I'm going to the store to buy things for myself there, I should also try picking up some shifts there. And she'll say so to me like such a smart aleck.
Really?
And recently, she's been telling all the neighbors about how I'm some sort of shut-in who never leaves her bedroom. Because of that, whenever I go and take the trash out, they all give me cold stares. I think I've had enough of this, Bart.
Never thought she'd be taking all that so far. I'm so sorry, Sandra. I've been trying so hard to explain to Jayne the kind of work you do for a living, but she never wants to listen to me about it.
Today, she told me that I'll probably make minimum wage with the work I'm doing now. I thought in this day and age it was a totally normal thing to work remotely, right? Yet, how could someone her age be so against believing in what it is?
I think things like remote work are only done by those that live in cities or more heavily populated areas. I'm thinking she doesn't understand how you're able to work remotely when we live in such a small countryside town. So that's led to her thinking that you're nothing more than a shut-in.
Wait. It's because we live all the way out here that I'm working remotely. We live in the 21st century now where almost everyone has access to the internet, making it possible for me to work all the way out here.
I've tried to explain that to her. And I'll let her know that you're making enough money right now that you wouldn't have to worry about finances even if you lived on your own. But she said to me that since you're still living in the same house as Mum and Dad, you can't possibly be making that much. And that's why she's so hell-bent on believing that you're making minimum wage or perhaps less.
So she probably thinks I'm only making a couple $100 a month then. Which is strange since I'm making over $10,000 every month right now.
Now, I don't want to go telling her how much you're making, because that might only make things worse. But maybe now would be the right thing to do, huh?
I'm sure no matter what we tell Jayne, she's not going to believe us. She'd probably think it's all a lie right away since nobody who lives out here is making $200,000 a year.
I'm sure that's true.
I think at this point, no matter what she's told, she's just going to continue calling me a shut-in. She wants to look like the perfect new wife in town to everyone. That's why she started lying to the neighbors about me now, right? She wants people thinking that she's so amazing as your wife that she's even willing to try and help me become an adult in her eyes.
I'm so sorry about what Jayne's doing.
I don't really want you apologizing to me for what she's doing, Bart. Just from now on, I'd like for her to stop getting in the way of me and my work. It's because of her and her actions towards me that I've been having trouble focusing, and it's begun to set me back.
All right. I'll tell her to stay away from your room from now on, okay?
How's it going, Sandra? I'm sure you've noticed that your room is looking a whole lot better than it did before, right? Are you going to tell me that you've gone into my room again without my permission? Well, for a while now, I've been interested in that room of yours. I've been told by both your parents and by Bart now to not go near your room anymore. But when it comes to a shut-in like you in your room, it's like a pig in its sty in there. So I thought as your brother's wife, I should clean it up a little for you. If I'm not asking you to go in there, then please refrain from going near my room. Also, where are my things right now? I think you went past the point of just cleaning up my room as there's literally nothing in here now. Anything that I thought I could make a little money off of, I sold. What? You sold it all? You even sold the laptop that was on my desk in here? Well, that thing being in your room was the main reason you'd never get out of there and get a job. So I took that useless piece of garbage and made some money off it. Now you'll finally be forced to leave your room and go out to find a real job. You have to be lying to me. Why the hell would you sell my work laptop like that? Also, I was told something by your mom. You are living in here with both your parents still, yet you never pay for rent or anything. Being the age you are now, it's not okay to take advantage of your parents like that. So I took all that money I made off your things and handed it to your parents as rent for all the years you've spent living here. There is no freaking way all of this is happening to me. What the hell is wrong with you, Jayne? You were told by everyone in this house to specifically not come near my room. And what's worse than you not even listening to anyone is the fact that you sold all of my things for work. I've had enough of this, all right? Huh? What things for work of yours did I sell? That laptop was only being used for gaming, and I know it, you lost cause of a shut-in. I told you, I'm not just some shut-in. How many more times am I going to have to tell you that? I've even given you my business card explaining to you who I am and what my job description is. If you still can't find a way to believe me even after I've shown you, then how about you give my company a call and ask? Then you could find out if I'm really working a so-called real job or not. There is nothing in it for me to waste my time calling them. And let's be honest, you really think someone like you is going to be working for a company based in New York City? And working remotely in this town? I don't even have any friends out here that believe you can work remotely in this town. Well, your friends had all better start believing it because I really am working remotely for that company. I was able to make it into a company like that because I gave it my all in school and worked for years to get into a position that allowed me to work from home. And for a while now, I've been living a happy life at home with my parents making lots of money working from my room. But now it's all been ruined by some know-it-all witch. I am not going to forgive you for any of this. Why are you getting so upset with me? You can't be getting that upset with me just because I sold your favorite gaming laptop. I guess this goes to show that you really were doing nothing but gaming while hiding away in that room. Huh? Let me keep telling you that no matter how much you cry and whine, this was all your fault because you never grew up and got a job. I'm totally in the right for selling all your things in order to pay your parents back. Well, then I'm selling this house. I cannot stand having you living in the same house as me. If you really cannot stand living with me to the point you'll sell all my things, then I'll take this one step further and sell the place. But when that happens, good luck to you and my brother because you won't have a place to live anymore. Now get all your things together and get out of here. Huh? What are you going on about now? You want to sell this house? You don't have any right to sell your parents' house. Don't you dare start saying such baseless crap just because you're upset with me. I do have the right to sell this place, though. This house is my house, after all. If anything, not even my parents have the right to sell this place. What? This house is yours, Sandra? When talking to my parents about moving back in with them, we decided to have a larger house built that would be more open for all of us. And when having this house built, I was the one to pay for it all. Yet after handing away all my money for a house like this and having my name on it, why do I have to be the one treated like crap by someone I let stay here? If this is how things are going to be, Jayne, then this whole house is going away, and I'll move somewhere else. Wait a second there. What the hell have you been going on about? Seriously. You said that this house is yours and that you paid for this whole house to be built? A shut-in should never have the ability to do something like that. That's why I've been telling you that I am not some shut-in. I am a woman making $200,000 a year. I make all that money just by sitting on my computer and working from home all day. And living out in the countryside means that someone like me making that kind of money can go all out building a house because the land and everything is cheaper. What? You're making $200,000 a year? Sandra, you're really making that much? You have heard about everything from my brother already. He told you that I'm making enough where if I lived on my own, I'd never have to worry about money. Yet you chose to think that I was only making a couple grand a year when really I'm making over $10,000 a month. And with a bonus added to that each year, I'm at $200,000. That's a lie. Living all the way out here, there's no way you're making that much. I knew that you'd never come around to believing me. Even now. But this is all the truth, and you'd better start understanding that right now. If you are still finding it so hard to believe me, then give that company a call that's on my business card. You can talk with them about all the work I'm doing and about how I'm working remotely right now, and about the kind of money I'm making in my position currently. But there's no way. At the start, I had planned on buying an older house and renovating it for my parents and I to move into. But then my brother heard about it and asked if you both could move in with us. So to make things better, I just had that older house torn down and had a brand new house built. What? My brother was fine moving into the renovated house with us before, but you wanted a larger place. Somewhere you could have kids and not have to worry about rooms and all that stuff. So you told him the only way you'd come back with him to live with his parents again was if there was a larger house involved. So there you go. That's why this brand new house was built using all my money. You had said that to him before, right? You wanted a larger house to live in if you were going to be moving in with his parents? Bart came to us instead of you, though, asking that we have a brand new house built, all so that you'd be allowed to move back in with my mom and dad. He explained to us that you guys didn't have the money either to help out with the new house, but said that by being with us, it would help out come time for you to have kids. He really wanted for you to be happy moving in with his parents, and this was the only way that could happen. But My parents and I accepted what he had said and changed the plans of renovating the house into building a brand new one. All because you wanted that. My parents were excited about the future where they could live with their grandkids, and I was happy to have you guys around with whatever cute kids you'd have. But back then I never thought that you'd be such a monster and subject me to so much hell while living in my house. Wait. This whole time, who did you think was paying for such a house as this? It couldn't have been my brother, and my parents don't have the money for it, so it's been me this whole time. That's why when you asked my mom if I was paying her any rent to stay here, she said no. I'm the one paying for everyone to live here. I made an agreement with my parents that if I were to pay for the place by myself, then I'd get to make the rules and not have to owe anything to anyone. So now, why do I have to have all my things sold and that money handed over to my parents as rent? No, wait, that was... The only reason I haven't made my brother pay for anything is because I'm a really nice little sister. I knew that you both had been thinking about kids, and I wanted you guys to save up for the future with them. So to save you guys, especially you, from being so stressed out, I told your husband no thank you when he offered to pay a part of the bills. Is that so? Yet even after all of this, I have the one woman I've been so nice to calling me a shut-in. You called me a lost cause as well, right? Even though I'm the one working as the breadwinner in this whole dang house? Everyone's even tried explaining my situation to you, but you just ignore all of that, instead telling the neighbors that I'm some sort of freeloading loser. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to finally reach my boiling point. Wait, Sandra. Now I'd like for you to get all your things together and start preparing for when you have to leave this house. But if you want some advice from me, maybe selling it all and using that money for a new house is a better idea. You already know how to sell things so easily, so you should be able to make some money off of all your things, no problem. So hurry it up, witch.
I'm so sorry, Sandra. I already heard about what's going on from Jayne. I never thought things like this would turn out so bad for us. I promise that I will pay you back for all of those things of yours she sold. Jayne has been saving up some money for a little while now, so I'll be using that money to pay you back. So please do not get too worked up over this.
Then I'll definitely be taking that money from you, but as for things with her, I just couldn't handle them anymore, so I'm going to ask that the both of you still move out of this house. I've already talked with Mom and Dad about my decision, and I am having this house sold.
What? You just had this place built not too long ago.
This is all because Jayne went all around the neighborhood saying that I'm a shut-in and that I'm a lost cause. Even Mom and Dad have to deal with the embarrassment of all those lies now, so we have to get out of here. Especially now that they know the truth about how Jayne had been lying and are now calling Mom and Dad idiots for letting something like that happen here.
Is that so?
Of course, I'm bringing Mom and Dad along with me to the new house I plan to buy, so don't worry about what'll happen to them. As of right now, they're both working hard to make sure we have a place to move into here really soon. They would like to live in a large apartment this next time around. Even possibly a condo or something if we really like to. They're going over all of that right now with the realtor.
I'll see. If both you and Mum and Dad are okay with moving out, then I can't say anything against it.
I'm sure having to deal with Jayne after this by yourself is going to be a real pain, but do your best not to go insane.
Sure. I'll try my best with her. Actually, this is the perfect time for me to bring up a divorce to her. I plan to make her responsible for all that's happened, as she is, and then get her kicked out of this family.
What? You plan to get a divorce now, Bart?
Actually, it's because of her that there's been some trouble for me at work. I've kept this all a secret from you, but I'm actually at my limits with her as well. I'm going to use you being upset with her as cover. Make that my get-out plan from this marriage.
She's caused trouble for you at work as well? What the hell did she do to you there?
When things have calmed down a bit, I'll tell you. For right now, I need to get to kicking her out of this house. I plan to be out of this house myself sometime this week. So she needs to get out.
What am I going to do, Sandra? I was just told by Bart that he wants to get a divorce. He told me he can't stand me anymore. He said that I've gone and ruined things for his family and for his career, so he doesn't need me anymore. I heard from him that you went and did something to cause him some trouble at work. I didn't do anything to him, though. I was just being his wife and was trying to get close with all of the people in the neighborhood. And, well, while talking to them, I started to talk about the kind of work that he's been up to. But how does me just saying a few things about his work land me in the position of getting a divorce? Well, you had to have done something pretty bad for him to want a divorce, right? How the hell did you talk about his work that led to there being trouble for him? I just said that my husband happens to be a hairstylist. I said that he studied at a school in New York City and then moved back to this town to work. So I asked all those people to please go and give him a try and see how well he does. I said that if they gave him my name and said that I sent them, he'd do all sorts of things for them. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. Telling them that they'd receive all kinds of things from him without even asking him first? Huh? What's so wrong with me doing something like that? I was trying to be a good wife by giving him a lot of customers and making friends. And when it comes to Bart, he's so good that he's even able to cut your dad's hair. When it comes to cutting hair, I think he needs to be better than just cutting my dad's hair. My dad barely has any in the first place, so I think you're overestimating Bart a little too much. And using that as your reasoning for Bart treating those people to extra things is just not okay. But... From what I've heard, Bart has had to give around 100 free haircuts to people from all over town because of you. You think him losing that much money is something you can call supporting him? What? I didn't know that. That is all because you said he'd give them some special things if they said that you were the one that recommended them. Some of the customers were so upset with him that if he wasn't going to give them a haircut for free, they'd report him for scamming them. Bart has said that pretty much everyone in town got a free haircut from him and that there will only be more people coming. All because of that, your husband hasn't been making any money now. And worse than that, this has caused a lot of people to lose faith in him. No way! And if you didn't think your causing troubles for him at work wasn't enough, don't forget about what you've done to me. After having labeled me as a shut-in and doubted my work for so long, Bart has been trying to get the both of you out of here. He's been trying to save up for a place the both of you can enjoy, but you've gone and ruined most of his business, and now he doesn't have the money to. And just recently, you went and took all of the things out of my room and sold them, including the things I use for work. I think it's fair to say that you had this coming, and him wanting a divorce is totally warranted. I was just trying to be a good wife. I wanted to make sure that your parents loved me as well since I've been living with them. I wanted to get their shut-in daughter to find a job, and I wanted to support my husband's business. And I wanted everyone in this town to know who I am and what I stood for. Well, then go and ask all those people you've been trying to gain respect from what they really think of you. Ask them if it was really okay to call your sister-in-law shut-in and lost cause when she's making $200,000 a year. And ask if it was the right decision to sell all my things and give the money to my parents as rent. And don't forget to ask them if it was right to ruin your husband's business in order to get everyone free haircuts. I really want you to ask them all if they think what you've been doing has made you a great wife. But that's... I can see that you really want to become a great wife for my family, but everything you've done so far has been a total miss. And you're making fun of your sister-in-law over something you couldn't comprehend has turned you into a monster. I get that life is so hard for you when you get to move into a house for free and not work a job, but try a little harder next time thinking about what the hell you're doing to everyone around you before acting. But I want everyone to see me as the good wife I really am. I don't have a whole lot of friends either, and I wanted to make plenty here. If that's really what you wanted, then next time don't ruin other people's lives for it. Now I hope you enjoy the next stage of your life as a wife that's coming. Goodbye. Jayne started to really freak out about what was going to happen to her and started asking those in the neighborhood to help her. But when they said that she lied about all the service her husband would offer them, they made sure she knew that they couldn't help her out. And so soon after that, the divorce between my brother and her happened. When I went and put up the house for sale, Jayne's parents ended up coming to the open house to apologize for what their brainless daughter had done, before saying they'd buy the house from me. They then moved into it with their daughter, but the whole time that they lived there, they scolded her about she never threw out the garbage, or about how she would never turn off any lights in the house, which always ended with them saying that it was no wonder Bart wanted to divorce her. After the divorce, my brother took advantage of being single again and started to put more time into his job. He would tell all of his customers that were sent to him by Jayne that he would give them free service this time, but that the next time they came, they would have to pay. And would also apologize to them for the lies that Jayne told them about the offer in the first place. And after about a month of having to do that, he started to have people showing up again for their second cut and paid him for his work and time. As for my parents and I, we ended up moving to a seaside town where we could be by sandy beach at all times. And the three of us are all enjoying this condo we bought while relaxing in the sun.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.